Kenya, a nation known for its stunning landscapes and vibrant culture, is now making headlines for a different reason. You guys, tiagas ya leo ikawa amefungua bel mpya. Asigani. Over the past few weeks, the streets have become a battleground for change.
I'm not cooperating and I'm not going. Why are you arresting me? Why do you protest?
So, the protests were triggered by the 2024-2025 finance bill that was dubbed as oppressive by almost every citizen in this country. But the real root of these protests can actually be traced back to the economic challenges we're facing in this country. You know, corruption, mismanagement of resources, rising taxes and inflation, unfortunately. No job opportunities for the youth at all. And at the same time, people, unfortunately, are also struggling to make ends meet. So
the government's response to these protests have been met with criticism. Accusations of excessive force, human rights abuses, police brutality, extrajudicial killings, and abductions have emerged, further fueling the discontent.
You're killing us! You police! You're killing us in our communities! Poor communities!
The law states that citizens of Kenya have the right to peaceful assembly. Article 37 of the Constitution clearly states that every person has the right to demonstrate as long as they are unarmed, as long as they are not going to cause any harm. They have the right to assemble, they have the right to demonstrate and to picket and to present petitions to the public. However, we have also seen protesters being met by violence, being tear gas, water cannons being used on protesters, and also several have been arrested and abducted. Unfortunately, we have also seen live bullets being used and some rubber bullets being used, which have also resulted to people dying and also kids being injured.
Despite the challenges, protesters remain undeterred. The message is clear. They want change, accountability, and a better future for all Kenyans.
When we lose our fear, they lose their power! When we lose our fear, they lose their power!
The spirit of resistance and the desire for change are deeply ingrained in Kenya's history. From the Mau Mau uprising to the push for multi-party democracy, Kenyans have always fought for their rights.
Kenyans have never been afraid to fight for their country. I mean, we've never really had a choice. It's clear that you can kill protesters, you can't kill all of us, but also another revolution and other revolutionaries will be born. So what's happening now is a continuation of that legacy. It's a reminder that the fight for justice and equality is ongoing, and each generation has a role to play. So well done, Gen Z.
I have been very active during the protests, and I think Kenyans are very passionate about this particular protest because it's gotten to a point where we have said enough is enough. We are fighting for our future. We cannot stand by and watch as our country falls apart. So right now we are demanding for transparency, we are demanding for good governance, and we are demanding an end to corruption. You know, there's a saying that says, if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. And I think the current protesters, led by the Gen Zs, have really stood for that. They're standing on business, as we like to say, because it's gotten to a point where we have seen our parents, we have heard our grandparents talk about the different challenges that they've had with the political systems during their times when they were young. And some of those things have not changed. And for us, we are saying we shall not continue. We don't want our children to go through the same things that we have been going through. You know, you keep paying taxes, you keep asking for different things to be done, you keep praying and hoping that you'll see a flourishing society, but then that doesn't happen. But instead, all the money that you pay for taxes goes into people's pockets. And so now we have said, you know, we are done.
These protests are different from the other protests, in that these ones particularly were united in our struggle. So basically what that means is this is not about tribe or religion, it's more about our own shared future as a country. And we want a Kenya where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. And through all this, the resilience of the Kenyan people has been very remarkable. Despite the hardships, you know, there's a sense of hope right now. So people are believing that change is possible and they're willing to fight for it. Yeah.
Kenya now stands at a crossroad. The ongoing protests are a testament to the strength and spirit of its people. I believe that these protests will bear fruit. I think that they already have started bearing fruit. The protest started with the protesters demanding for the 2024-2025 finance bill to be completely rejected, and that has happened. And so I think that is a first sign that the protests are bearing some fruit, and I can only hope that the fruits will be bigger and better, and some of the things that we want to be done will be done. And I can say that for once we have a group of people who are very courageous and who are educated and are not tribalistic and actually want the best for this country. So I would say that this protest will work. It might take some time, but it will happen eventually.
This is the beginning of a revolution. It's not going to be easy. We are going to have to pay some very hard prices. It's unfortunate that people are losing their lives, that business are also being affected, but I guess this is the price that we have to pay. But yes, this protest will definitely bear fruits, because at the end of the day, I think it is now clear that the people have the power.
All this pressure we're putting on the government, it's not all in vain. You know, unfortunately, we've had people lose their lives, people getting abducted, we don't know where they are. You know, unfortunately, but at the end of the day, they can't ignore us, so they will bear fruit eventually, and we will get what we want, whether they like it or not. So yeah, that's my opinion.
The voices of Kenyans are echoing across the nation.
No more killings! No more killings! No more killings!
Calling for a future that is just, equitable, and right.
This is not just a series of isolated protests, but rather a movement that was driven by economic frustration, political mistrust, and a desire for a more just society, basically.
This is Kenya Rising, a story of struggle, unity, and the unyielding quest for a better tomorrow.